It's your boy Mike. Welcome back to another Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra video. I dropped the Star Collection revamping delayed video. We talked a little bit about it in there. And then I saw this comment, which I want to go ahead and say that I have no hatred for. I do not want any hate sent to this guy. You are not welcome in my community if you do so. And I just want to preface that by saying, like, do not send any, like, toxic comments or anything like that, right? But this person made quite possibly the most, like, misinformed, just sort of just lies and like slander that I've ever seen in my entire life, that I had to make a video about. I told Manaus about it, and I was kind of like showing some of the stuff, and I was like kind of like writing out my response, and it's just so absurd. We're gonna also look at some of the other comments in here too, but let's go ahead and just start off with this. I think they'll make it so we can get characters by opening packs, turning it into a full-fledged gacha game, because no MOBA game doesn't give you the characters for free. It's a MOBA, my friend, if I can't get the characters. So why play? If I have to wait 2 weeks for the new character to be released, and the previous character gets weaker, and even when it's released, I can't get it in the star path. How many matches do I need to play to develop my characters? And do I have to play with weak characters just to get memories? Even so, it's impossible to reach the flats that hold characters like 190. How am I supposed to get there without the new characters? This is insane. You're still defending the game? I don't know why. This game is exploitive to the extreme. They mentioned changing the star paths from season 2, and nothing has changed since. This is insane. And then I made this comment, right? But I'm gonna like respond to each individual one though. I have no idea how you're actually this wrong with each comment. The star collection system is fine as is, but I'm fine with it also being changed after how many updates do that you've ignored them making. Also, you can get every character for 250 gems, and they've made nothing to give us the idea that they're going to change that. So I don't know why you would make it into a gacha, lol. If you don't enjoy the game though, then just delete it. And they responded more, but let's go ahead and just like let's go ahead and just go in order. I think they'll make it a full-fledged gacha game, because no MOBA game doesn't give you the characters for free. It's a MOBA, my friend, if I can't get the characters. Well, you can get the characters for free. I logged into Gekishin Squadra. I went over to the Star Pass collection system, and you get tons of characters for free, actually. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 that you get within just like 12 tiers. And this is all like insanely easy to just get done, right? With the amount of hero memory that you get just at the start, and just doing one level up is insanely easy to do. Like Beerus, for example, right? I think I've played only 3 or 4 matches and he's already level 3. So you can just play 3 or 4 matches for every single one of those characters, and you're able to get like within like 10 or like 12-ish matches, you're able to get almost all of these characters. So, and there's more on that too that we'll talk about in a second. So why play? I have to wait 2 weeks for the new character to be released, and the character gets weaker. And even when it's released, I can't get it in the star path. I have to wait 2 weeks for the new character to be released, and the previous character gets weaker. So we're just gonna, again, just kind of like lie again. So Bulma, sorry, my audio cut out there for a second. So Bulma got adjusted and had it where she's more fair now and more balanced, right? Okay. Kid Goku. I'm just gonna not talk about how he got buffed after he got released and only had been buffed. Nothing has changed about him in terms of nerfs at all. Final form Frieza, or fourth form Frieza. Not gonna talk about how he's only been buffed. There's nothing that has been changed in terms of his, like, if anything, he's actually stronger than he was on release, similar to Kid Goku. And his rocks are still not like fixed. Kid Buu, a character who had the highest win rate, was given a small nerf and then a much bigger nerf after like weeks of him dominating the meta. But I guess that doesn't exist. this guy, sure, he got nerfed, but he was definitely still usable. God Goku, another character where after he came out, he was buffed. It's kind of interesting, don't you think? Like, there has been 1, 2, 3, and then we obviously don't know this one. Characters that have been buffed on release and were stronger than they were on release. And then you also have characters that if they were too overpowered, they got just minimally weaker afterwards, like Kid Buu. And then they finally gave him the adjustment that was needed. And we saw the same thing with Bulma, where it was just a small, minimal adjustment. So I don't know about the weaker part, and even when it's released, I can't get it in the star path. I'm gonna come back to that point because it is something that it's like a bigger topic that is brought up later on. How many matches do I need to develop my characters, and do I have to play with weak characters just to get memories? No, you actually don't. You want to know why? Because they updated it so that way you can get tons of memories for characters that you don't play. We have it where inside of the shop. First form Frieza, who sucks ass. Guess what I bought with my Zenny that I have? 2,000 character memory. Deborah, a character that I probably just won't play after, even after his adjustments. Guess what? 2,000 memory there. And sure, you're not going to get 2,000 memory every single time. And sure, it might not even be the character that you need at the time, but this still happens. When you play a match, at the end of the match, depending on how many heroes that you have, you can get hero memories for characters that you haven't even played in that match. And then they adjusted it too, so that way if you do decide to play whatever character, that first hero memory slot will always be for the character that you play. And if you don't want to use the weaker characters in something like ranked, CPU battle is right there that you can easily farm hero memories from as well if you want to. And again, on top of that, they have it where genuinely this could be 0. Just straight up, it could be 0 if you truly don't want to. Like, okay, hold on, let me go back just for a second. What's like someone that I just barely used to play? Topo is Star Collection level 7. When have I ever made Topo videos other than like the 2 adjustments that he's done? Hit, another character I just completely and utterly skip every single time that he has an adjustment. I do not play Hit because I am so terrible with him. He's level 6. Another person I just don't really play, Caulifla, also Star Collection level 6 or hero rank level 6 or whatever. Like, these people can just be leveled up by even with you not even playing them. It happens. I haven't made a Bulma showcase I haven't played Bulma other than, again, just the starter stuff, and she's level 3. I haven't played Kid Goku much other than his starter stuff, and he's level 5. This stuff can happen, and you can have them level up over time for free. Even so, it's impossible to reach the flats that hold characters like 190. How am I supposed to get there without the new characters? This is insane. You're still defending the game. I don't know why. This game is exploitive to the extreme. It's funny too, because I feel like out of everyone that you could like target with a message like this, I am like the least, I don't know what the word, I'm trying to think of what like the word would be. This would apply to me the least. If anything, I have probably complained about Gekishin Squadra the most. I complained about the fact that they're making it where these skins are being put in gachas. I've complained about the fact that the Star Collection at the beginning was really bad, and the grinds to get that was insanely bad. I've complained about how how I felt like the game was dying, looking at the Steam chart numbers and talking about how my overall just love for the game had slowly been dwindling with every single season, and the previous season was easily the worst in terms of fun for me. and how just all of these separate things in terms of balance changes, in terms of like anything I could possibly like criticize and complain about is something I have complained about. All right, my mic cut out again, but it's just like, do you just look at one video and then you just like base your entire thing on that? Like, I'm sorry, that's really fucking stupid. Like, again, no offense for that. It's just idiotic. It truly is. They mention changing the star path from season 2 and nothing has changed since. This is insane. Again, just straight up, just like fucking like monkey writing on keyboard from what is it, from Superman. Just like actual just rage bait posts, dude. Like it's just like this isn't a real person. I refuse to believe this is like this is just insane. We've had it where like 2 times memory have like events have happened more like, during not only the anniversary but during New Year's. We've had it where the shop has been updated to give more hero memory. We've had it where we've been given more Zenny from things just like not only from just hold on, let me pull it up again, from playing characters and then having it where the you have to get like a certain like this the battle like point system or whatever it's called. If you get 100k you get that for whatever character you're playing, you'll get Zenny for that. You see how like we have the little check mark there? They've increased that amount by a decent amount and given it where I think it's like 500 Zenny or 350 Zenny, and when you get every like stamp for these characters, on top of that, again, they've made it where it's super likely for you to get just a ton of Zenny from the daily shop on top of just getting free memory as well. They've gone out of their way to try and just give us more Zenny. They've literally doubled the amount of Zenny that they've given us from the battle pass. They made it where just the amount of Zenny that you got from the free pass, so I believe was just like, now it's so much more than if you were to get the premium pass. Like we can even see it just drop wise. There's so much more Zenny spots on the top than there is on the bottom. They made it where the battle pass just got updated as well, so it's even easier to farm these missions than before. And over here we can see that there's even more Zenny that you can acquire towards the end of the battle pass. And it is something that is a direct change to the star collection system if it's like that. And then again, a thing that I feel like people just for whatever reason forget to mention is that they added the extra character. It was like wasn't it like 75? Yeah, it was 75. People thought that the and myself thought the tier jump from like it was like 69 to 79, and then after that was 89. It was beginning to be like a little bit too much. So they went ahead and added an extra tier 1 character at 75. That was a direct change to the star collection system that, again, just for whatever reason, just goes in one ear and just completely out the other. I deleted it, but I hate when you try to polish this game's image when it's bad. 250 gems every 5 months is amazing. That's really too much. I was laughing when you said they were going to make it a gacha. Buddy, you were the one who brought it up. You're the one who said they were going to make it a gacha. You're just fucking wrong. Like, it's genuinely insane. And again, like, I'm sorry if you're not, like, if you... Like, what are you here for then? Why are you watching a video on Gekishin Squadra if you just don't care about it? Oh, I'm just gonna pop in, say fuck Gekishin Squadra and pop out. Like, all right, man. And then because you're not like up to date about anything. You're just wrong. You're just like blatantly just fucking lying through your teeth. And again, out of everyone who has said and tried to make the game look good, I am far from it. I complain and criticize so much. And I've said in the past that I think the weekly amount of gems that we get is bad. I've said that because all we get is just the one missions every single week that just gives us the 10. Like it's just 10 weekly gems. I've said that I don't think that it's the same value as something like the golden capsules, that they give a metric ton of golden capsules through all of these events, and they've been giving them more and more through like the Bulma capsule event, through things like the Hercule like event, and they've been trying to just give us a whole bunch of like just golden capsules. But I've said that I'd rather them take out half of it and then just give us that amount of currency in gems, because I don't think that the gems is enough. There are valid complaints about things like that, but it's just like that's not the thing that's being targeted here. How is the Star Path collection good? Tell me. I've reached 109 and I need to reach 190 to get a new character. Is that okay, or is it better for you to slave away 1,000 games just to get a new character? Again, like this isn't even like something that is just new. This is just like actual fucking just lies. You're at 109 in the Star collection system and you think it takes 200 in order to get the next character? Buddy, scroll 10 fucking tiers ahead. It's 119. Like what the fuck? How is someone this like actually wrong? Is there even a character at 190, or is he just fucking lying about that too? Okay, no, there actually was one at 190. But like, how do you miss this one that's right afterwards? Oh yeah, hold on, let me pull it back up. Alright, it's just the same comment again. And again, playing 1,000 games just to get a new character, like, it's better than other games. And you're about to bring up one of the other games, but let's go ahead and talk about that, right? Are you a MOBA player who can't see other MOBA games? Are you blind? For example, Mobile Legends, a game I play, I can get any character for free, and when a new character is released, I can. So I actually looked it up. Like, I was just like, Mobile Legends, right? Like hero cost, right? And this is what I see. This was like 2 years ago, so things could have changed, and there could be something like collection or something like that, right? It just depends. Or sorry, well, I guess I'll just talk about it, right? But from my knowledge, I've never played this game before, by the way, but from my knowledge, you get a certain amount of this like gold currency for every single game that you play, and I believe it's capped out every week, but you can just grind that out as much as you want, right? And then you can take that currency to buy the new characters, and then the right gems are like the gems is like the in-game premium currency. So you're just gonna slave away 1,000 games to get these new characters? Like, I've played other MOBA games too. I've played Smite, and Smite had the exact same system that it is now, where you can play, you can pay either a one-time like hero purchase thing that gives you every single new character for the rest of time, and I believe it was like it usually is like $40, $50, and then on sale it's usually like 20, 30 or something along those lines. It's been a long time since I've played Smite, but that's how it was when I played, right? But yes, they did not give you every single character for free. You could grind the characters and you can be able to get them if you were just grinding out the game and having it where you're playing like hundreds upon hundreds of hours in order to get them. But that doesn't, it wasn't just given for free. The only way you would quote unquote get it for free is if you got that hero pass, and then for life you would just get every single new one for free, and every past, present, and future. So I don't know. League of Legends, I believe, is also the same. Another game that, again, I will not lie and say that I have played. I don't play League of Legends, but you have to pay for the new characters. That, as far as I'm aware, is just something that happens. I think the only way that you're not able to is if you have the Xbox Game Pass. I think that's when they give it, where like you can have the new characters for free and all that, but don't quote me on that. So yeah, again, just like fucking blatant lies and slander. I can get it from day one, so why don't they do this? Or is it just greed? They just want money. How can I play with failed characters when the person who recharges can buy beers and destroy everything? Again, you want to tell me what the best characters are right now, buddy? Oh wait, you wouldn't know because you don't play the game. Yeah. But again, the best characters right now, half of them are characters that are just have been free, or like day one characters, or like characters that have been free for the longest time. We have it where God Goku is obviously a newer one, but he has been, I think he's now in like tier 2, maybe even tier 3 inside of the like tiers of characters you can get from the Star Collection system. But that's the first thing, is that like God Goku is one of the best DPS, and he's been out for like a decent amount of time. We have it where the other top DPS in the game right now, God of Destruction Topo, is a season 1 character who is right now like a tier 4 easily. He's easily a tier 4 character at this point. We have it where the best technical is a day 1 character, and all of these other tanks, like, yes, sure, Bulma is probably the best one, but that doesn't mean you can't, that doesn't mean you can't get away with running something like Bardock, something like Vegeta. Like, all of these ones are still top tier picks, and it's just like, out of all of these, none of them are like a bad option, right? So interesting. And again, another person who was dominating the meta for the longest time, and not only the last season, but the season before, Super Saiyan 3 Goku with skill 1 boost was another season 1 character that dropped, and then after that point everyone just was able to get for free, and has been able to get for free for the longest time now. But again, we're just gonna act like he didn't exist. What's like another like powerful person? Like, yeah, that's basically it. Like, again, Krillin is probably the best tech in the game right now. He's extremely good. Kid Buu has been nerfed pretty heavily, but you could either use fourth form Frieza or Kid Buu and be able to do pretty well, and they have been in the Star Collection system for a very, very decent amount of time. Like, I don't know, man. Let's go ahead and just do this. I played the game from beta when the gorilla was the boss, and here we have it. Larp 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 Sahor has finally taken off his mask, and he revealed himself as the boogeyman. So what game? What? Just let me know in the comments. How much did they pay you? How much did they pay you to slander the game? Because I would hope it's at least in the triple digits, bro. I really do. The gorilla. The gorilla. You could have said Great Ape, would have been perfectly acceptable. I've said it as Great Ape. I think it's widely known as Great Ape, but also like the official thing is Uzaru, and either of those would have been completely fine. But you said gorilla. Gorilla. I'm just shaking my head, bro. How are you gonna LARP this hard? Because like there are things that are, I feel like are fine to not know the name of, and it's they're like, okay, if you ask me right now who most of the God of Destructions are that are in this game, I would not be able to tell you most of them. I know Beerus, obviously. I know that Liquor was a new one that was just added. I know of Dude, I'm already struggling. I know Belmod, and then I'm probably after that point, like, it just gets really bad, right? But at the same time, a lot of the terminologies is like, okay, we need to go for the top tower. Okay, we need to go for the bottom tower. No one really calls out the name of the tower. So I at least have that excuse. And on top of that, the amount of like screen time that like almost all of the God of Destructions have are like, oh yeah, and then Champa, of course. Like all of the screen time that the God of Destructions have is like so minimal compared to like basically almost every other character in the game, right? So I don't know, like I feel like me not knowing most of the God of Destructions is okay. Not knowing Great Ape or Uzaru is LARP. It's just LARP. It's just how it is. It truly is just how it is. Like, I'm sorry, man. Again, I really hope that they paid you the big bucks. Like, truly. I hope you got paid really well for this slander. I do. We can go ahead and look at some of the other stuff though. Sometimes I wish whales didn't exist. Our criticisms are never taken seriously because everyone just keeps throwing their whole wallet at the game. I don't want to say that our criticisms are never taken seriously because, like, they did gut Kid Buu. They did have it where, like, okay, so some of the Paladin changes haven't been like the best recently, but at least they've been trying to like go out of their way to they've been going out of their way to show off like kind of why. They started giving us the weekly hero data, and when you see something like God Goku, for example, having like a 50% win rate, now we can kind of look into the devs' eyes, or look through the devs' eyes, and be able to see like, oh, maybe this is the reason why they don't want to really nerf the character, because despite us and everyone else knowing like this character is absurdly broken, this character is absurdly busted, it doesn't seem like that in terms of win rate. It doesn't seem like that in terms of like how well the character is performing compared to something like Super Saiyan 3 Goku, who had a much higher win rate and deserved to be nerfed like a decent amount more than something like God Goku, even though I think you could argue that God Goku is better than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, even with skill 1 boost, right? So I'm not going to be like, oh, like every single one of our criticisms is taken seriously though. Like it does still have like some just neglect, I guess you could say. And like, yeah, it does suck for sure. I don't think whales, I don't think whales are the problem though. I'm going to be honest. Like if even when we're talking about something like the, what's it called? The summonable skins. I don't think that's the whale's fault, right? Like it's the game's fault for going ahead and trying to just squeeze out more money from us. And sure, like the whales are participating in that practice and giving them tons of money, but it's also what keeps the like lights on at Gekishin Squadra, right? It's the reason why the game still exists is because of whales. So it's just like, you know, the game probably wouldn't exist without whales is what I'm trying to say. I also don't think that I think that if there is any finger to point, you always have to point it at the company that is doing the decision, right? Like we can't just like see something like summonable skins and be like, fuck, it's those whales, man. Like, no, it's the company who did it. It's Bandai who approved that decision. It's Gekishin Squadra for going out of their way to try to find like some like one of the most scummy ways to squeeze more money out of us. It's not the whales that are like, oh, please make the skin summonable. Please, I want to summon more. Like I'm telling you. Speedrunning end of service at an unprecedented rate. Every single update, announcement, and decision that they make makes me want to play even less than the last one. Okay. Here's the thing, right? Is that I get it. They have teased this Star Collection system being updated or the, like, they've been constantly giving us updates about this for like months now, right? Like it is a disappointing thing to see where it's just like, oh yeah, well, no, we've pushed it until like the end. Even though we said we were going to make it in 6 months, we're having to give the unfortunate notice and say that we're pushing it back until the end of 2026. The thing is that what they're basically talking about though is like a Gekishin Squadra 2 at this point. Because they're not only updating the battle system, they're updating the Star Collection system, they're updating the customization options, they're updating the battle pass, they're improving the visuals. Like, we're talking about like in a complete overhaul of Gekishin Squadra as a whole, basically. And it's just something that I think is deserved to take a long time. Like, hell, what's like another game that took like basically like, okay, Dokkan Battle. If you guys have played that gacha game, for example, right? When they were doing the like version Z update and they were like basically rehauling a lot of the stuff about it and just updating a lot of stuff about the game, right? That wasn't over like 6 months. That was just something that was spanned basically over across an entire year, right? And when they have to do big updates like that and change a lot of the systems like that, it's not something that can unfortunately happen just in a couple of days. And you have to also remember that like it has to get just like a bunch of approvals across everything, right? So it's them working as hard as they possibly or probably can, and then also having to get as so much approvals on top of that. It's definitely a lot. I went to the players because I wanted to see something real quick. I don't remember what I was looking for. Oh, customization options. What was the thing that everyone was kind of complaining about with like the December release? That the Santa hats were their own skins. You guys remember that? When they gave everyone a Santa hat for every single character, and then people were like, "Well, why am I using the default? Why is this not like a customization thing?" I guarantee things like this will be a customization in the future. So imagine wearing something like, well, obviously not the Santa costume because this already has it, but imagine wearing like this Rage outfit with the Santa hat, or, you know, the torn gi with the Santa hat. Like this stuff probably is coming to the game eventually, but they, again, just have to get approvals for it first before they can go ahead and let things like that happen. So I think that, again, that's just something you have to think about. But hey, like, again, if I truly do mean this, if you are not having fun with Gekishin Squadra, genuinely just like drop the game and then just come back when they eventually do stuff like this. Like, I get it, it's disappointing, and the fact that they've not completely overhauled the system yet, despite it being in talks for basically since like season 1, season 2. Then yeah, like, again, if that's what something that is what you want to happen first before you play the game, then I would just wait for it. Go play something else. Truly, like, it's like, again, I'm been playing a whole bunch of Kingdom Hearts recently. I've been going in the order of like chronological order. I just got to Kingdom Hearts 2 for the first time, and that's been something that I've been playing a lot more recently. And it's just something that I can do to have fun that is just not Gekishin Squadra. Hell, if you like, Legends going through the anniversary right now, they just dropped Spirit Bomb Goku. If that's not something you want to do, Dokkan just dropped Beast Gohan. They're about to have the one of the biggest celebrations next month, and like both of the games are going through like a pretty big celebration right now. If you don't want to look at like stuff like that, Xenoverse just dropped a new DLC. Like, there's other Dragon Ball stuff that you can still get your fill of Dragon Ball without playing Gekishin Squadra. And yeah, it's a little bit disappointing that, like, if you want to play this game and these decisions are definitely pushing you away, I get it. Like, again, the last season was like the season that I just hated the game the most, truly. But now I'm having a lot more fun personally, and that's just something that I've been more happier of playing, right? So just genuinely just play something else until they drop something like that. The end of the year may seem like a long time, but it's only 5 months. Like it's not something that I think like time goes by quick. That's basically my answer. Definitely the worst thing to see today. I've been waiting on months on end for this, and it's just another thing that these devs have pissed me off once more. I get it. Like I said, it's I don't really have a issue with the Star Pass collection system. I have talked to other people who have played the game, and that, you know, they don't have like a big deal with the Star collection system. But I also understand if people are upset about this, because even though it doesn't probably affect me personally, I think that eventually they should have it where they update it, because it is a system that does have some flaws and could have some changes for sure. I'm okay with them delaying this. The only problem with the Star collections is that the space between tier 1 is still very big. I will say I'm kind of afraid that they'll use this as an excuse to lack in Annie and some things. If I can understand that, I definitely can understand that, like being a little bit of a worrisome thing. I also still get like people wanting to have more tier 1 collection spots, but the thing you have to remember too is that the reason why they drop so many of these tier 3s and tier 4s is because they want something like this to happen. So we can see here that I have a tier 2 character that I'm able to unlock, and because I have every single one of the other characters unlocked, I can go ahead and get a tier 1. All characters have been claimed selecting from another group, so it's tier 1, right? We can see that even at the newest one where it's tier 3 and tier 4, it's this exact same thing where I can just get a character for free with the Star collection system, right? Like, I can get both tier 1 characters with the tier 3, tier 4, and tier 2 because I've gotten every single other one. And when you're doing things like making sure you're getting these weekly hero missions done and getting either the 5,000 hero memory or just a brand new character for your account like this, it makes it where eventually you will be able to be someone like me and have it where these tiers are just tiered up, right? Like, I'm assuming, I don't really have the data in front of me, but I'm assuming Ultimate Gohan's probably like a tier 4 at this point because of how old he is, right? Since he dropped something in like season 2. So considering that he's just an old character, he's probably a tier 4 or tier 3 at this point. So this is just a tier 3 or tier 4 character that you're getting that you won't have to pick up, or you just get extra hero memory for, right? And again, it's just something to think about. But again, I also think that it can definitely feel like a very large gap. It's mostly just that they don't want to have it where it's like you have a tier 1 for free and you can literally get no character with it. That's genuinely why they drop so many tier 3s and tier 4s, but they still make sure to do a tier 1 every now and then. That's why 109 has it. That's why 119 has it. That's why 190 has it. You know, like they still make sure to drop these tier 1 characters because they do want you to get them. It's that they want to make sure that you're just getting every single character as well. Let me go ahead and pull this back up. Oh, did I not have it where I was sharing the screen that whole time? I actually don't know. It's not a big deal, I guess, if I wasn't, but like I was just showing that the characters and all that. Oh yeah, and this is also another thing too. Like, I've gotten a couple comments like this like every now and then. Should I keep saving my memories until they change the Star collection because I'm only rank 12? No. I don't think that you should ever do something like that. They give you so many characters at the start that it would be very silly to just hold on to them. Like, let's say that they change the Star collection system and then they make it where like you get instead of having it where you get like a hero unlock spot like this. Let's say that it's like 10,000 Zenny, and 10,000 Zenny is the exact same amount of stuff to get a new character, right? It's still better to just pick all of these ones up so you can get through the Star collection system. You can get a whole bunch of more G capsules, SG capsules, because remember, you get all of those while like you just keep acquiring them. We don't know how they're going to be doing the Dragon Ball like acquired emote and how they're going to be updating that once the Star Collection is revamped, if that's still going to be in something like this. So making sure that you're picking up as many of those, because something I could see eventually them doing is if we go ahead and check out the what is it, the KO logs. There's a KO log for level 4, there's a KO log for level 7, there's a KO log for level 10, right? What if they just make it where like in order to get the Dragon Ball acquiring emote, you have to get to like Star Collection level 8 or the level 8 on the character, right? That's gonna take a long ass time. So just picking them up now when they're given to you so often versus having to grind for it later on, I think is just the right play, right? We already read through all of these. Yeah, I've seen like it's every single video. There's like also just no hate to this guy, of course. It's just funny, right? But like every video I always make, there's always just like that one person who's like, oh yeah, they removed Champa, by the way, they've removed Beerus. I was like, yeah, I know, I've been knowing, twin. I've been knowing. I saw when Beerus dropped in the early access and we were kind of looking at him, I saw that they swapped him. I talked about it like 3 or 4 times. I've been knowing, twin. I'm pissed off at them not changing the Star Collection one time, like just getting the same character and only getting one new character in the Star Collection. Slop. They've added both the tiers. They made it where like hero memories are able to be acquired faster. They made it where Zenny is able to be easily like just acquirable more often. They've made it where the well, I already talked about it, but they added the like. Well, no, I just said that the extra tier 1 character. They've made it where the hero weekly missions are giving you an extra character, and despite what everyone might want to say, that is an update to the Star Collection because you either get a new character that you won't have to get from the Star Collection, or it gives you the hero memories that you can then level up the character a whole bunch and just get 5,000 hero memory for, and have it where you don't have to play that character as much and get even further in the Star Collection. Like all that stuff is something. Star Collection is much more bearable with weekly 5k memories and daily shop, sometimes 2k memories. Whoopee. All those memory and gold for what? A tier 3 or tier 4 and maybe 2, which you've been playing a while, is all you get now. And after this long, I can barely even get a level. My characters are mostly 6+ now. Now we have to wait even longer for it to change. On top of that, they still haven't fixed a lot of the bugs in the game. Again, I think this part is an entirely valid criticism. The bugs, I've made a whole video talking about how they've been so slow with updating these bugs, dude. How is Frieza, who has had a bug, no, multiple bugs since release, either not emergency maintenance and made it where no one can play the character, or have it where you just fix the character like as soon as possible? Like, I'm talking emergency maintenance on this guy. How his rocks are still bugged that like half the game just can't damage them. He has it where his skill 1 does less damage when it goes through walls. Sometimes the rocks spawn and they have less HP than they're supposed to. All of this stuff affects Frieza, and they just have been since day 1 for him. And again, this part is just like I get it. I understand. Like once you start getting again towards the later portion after like 119, you don't get another character until you go all the way to 190. But here's the thing, right? Here's why they did this. Back then, when they first started updating the Star Collection system and they started giving us a whole bunch of tier 1 characters, they had it where people would obviously move down tiers. So Bojack, for example, was like one of the people who moved from a tier 3 to a tier 4. And because of that, you were unable to get Bojack after he moved down to tier 4 if you already had, if they already dropped him and you already got up to like tier 69. So mostly everyone was like tier 70 something at the time, and then that's it. You couldn't get him anymore. So what did they do to fix this? They made it where basically from that point onwards, they tried giving as many tier 3 and tier 4 as possible, so that way once you got the tier 3 and tier 4 all maxed out, you can go ahead and start getting tier 2s, you can go ahead and start getting tier 1s, and it would just level up depending on which ones you didn't have. They even started making specifically these ones that were tier 4 and tier 3 drops all at once. And they didn't stop giving us tier 1s though. They still made it where like every now and then, you know, we'll get a tier 1 like how this is. But again, this is just to make it where no matter what, you are always able to get a character even if they tier down. That's the only reason why they make it where there's so many tier 3s and tier 4s, is because they want you to get every single character. They don't want something like that to happen again where you're not able to acquire Bojack or you're not able to acquire anyone who tiers down again. They want you to try and get everybody. If you're specifically aiming for tier 1s, does that suck? Sure, I can get that, but it's just how it is. Like you can't have both ways, which is why they're trying to find a way to fix it with the Star Collection and make it where you can probably just get characters with like some sort of currency, or make it where like there's more weekly missions or something like that, right? But as of right now, it's really hard to fix both issues. But again, if you want to complain and say like, hey, I literally just can't get anything other than tier 3s and tier 4s, that's fine. But at that point, you should have at least most of those tier 3s and tier 4s at least start upgrading. And if not, it's because, you know, you have to, you know, just keep getting them. You just got to keep acquiring the characters. The Star Collection thingy isn't as bad as it was back before in the season 2 days, so I'm not disappointed, but I do wonder what's taking them so long. Dead ass, probably an entire overhaul. Yes, they said that. Like, they said that they were going, well, here, for sure. They went out of their way to say that it was going to be completely removed for an entire new system or something along those lines. Like, I could pull up the Star Collection system video where they say that they're going to be removing it, but it was something along those lines, right? And they said, that being said, interesting that they are pushing it for after Annie, it seems, or maybe the tail end of it. I don't know how long the anniversary is going to last for. That's the reason why I said the tail end of it. We don't know when, quote unquote, the end of the year is going to be, whether that's December, whether that's November, it could be October for all we know. We obviously have to wait and see. I would probably assume that it's probably not going to be anything until something like the December-ish range, but that's just me putting my expectations low. So if it does happen earlier, then I'm happy, you know. If you believe they're going to do anything after they already stated it's going to be revamped and removed, then you're on high copium. Well, yeah, but they said that's why they said probably an entire overhaul. But yeah, hop off, Danny, bro. That's my goofy right there. But yeah, that's basically all of the Star Collection stuff. Again, I know it's disappointing, and I know that a lot of people have been wanting to see what the new change is going to be, myself included. But until then, again, like, it's not all just bad. Again, once you start getting a lot of these characters, you can eventually just start getting them into tier 1s for free and having it where all the characters that you get are just converted into stuff like that. I know that people will see that you're getting so many tier 3s and tier 4s and be like, no, I'm not getting any tier 1s anymore. But no, it's just like, you just have to keep going. Eventually it'll be tier 2s and tier 1s. You just have to keep collecting all the characters. And it just is how it is. Sorry, but you got to play the game, buddy. Anyways, though, let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.